Welcome to Bookish Babble.
What do we do now?
Wait, you gotta keep all this in.
This is so
No,
chaotic.
This is us.
This is our chaotic
real.
energy.
This is me.
We're done.
You can leave now. Thank you.
I'll go home.
Yes. Welcome to our podcast.
I don't know how to behave.
This is going
I
great.
know,
I
we're
don't know how to behave.
Anyway, this is episode 1, and we are going to be introducing ourselves because why not?
Paige, you want to go
Why
first?
did we all look at me?
I don't
'Cause you're
know.
gonna go
I'm
first.
practically melting.
Because you've read the most amount of books.
Because I've read the most.
Yes,
So you're gonna go
Paige has read
first.
the most amount of books, so you go
Hello, my name is Paige. No, that is not ironic
first. Isn't it
at all.
ironic?
Yeah, my name is Paige, and I love to read.
I think that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Original.
As you can tell, I don't know how to act.
This is going well.
Okay.
What should I say?
Hi, my name is Katie. I don't know which camera to look at. We got like 10 cameras. I'm Katie, and I read sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes.
My name is Skylar, and I've been reading since January of 2024. And I'm very excited to be starting this podcast. Guys, I'm in front of cameras a lot, okay? So
Yeah.
I know what's going on.
We're normally
We're not
behind
the
them.
cameras,
I know.
so
I'm a full-time singer, so
I'm a
This is my
full-time
life.
camera operator, so a wedding videographer.
Yeah. I'm a full-time unemployed. I'm kidding. I am
Aren't we
technically full-time. I am a full-time freelancer for live sports production
Pop-up sis.
in
We're
Philadelphia.
all freelancers, so we're all unemployed, and we're all
We're all
freelancers.
pizza delivery drivers.
That
That's
is
what it feels
true.
like, guys. It's fine.
That's true.
Okay, anyway.
We're here to talk about books.
Yes. So in this episode, we wanted to introduce ourselves and talk about things that we like about books, what we don't like about books, maybe what we read this year, and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Katie, do you have the questions?
Oh, do I have the questions?
You wrote
I did write. In my brain. No, I didn't write down.
This,
Synopsis.
this woman always has a notepad.
I
on
know.
her-
I do.
Wait, should we start with what we're reading right now?
Yes. So am
Okay.
I gonna moderate right now? Am I gonna like host for a second?
Katie's the
or-
host.
Oh, okay.
She's the host.
Well, let's start with Paige. Tell us how many books you've read this year and what you're currently reading.
I have officially read 49 books in there. I'm approaching 50
Slide.
this year. I recently just finished Stalking Jack the Ripper today, and it was good. And I immediately ran to the bookstore and picked up Hunting Prince Dracula, which is the next book in the YA mystery series by Carrie Maniscalco.
Fun. What are you currently reading right now?
I just told you.
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, I
So, all
got
right.
confused. Well, show the book is
Hold
what
on.
I mean.
So I'm
Thank
currently
you.
in the middle of reading theoretically 3 things, but I kind of am DNFing one, but we don't talk about that. So
Oh, boy.
I am currently reading, if I can flip it around, Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. Yep.
Like the comedian Sebastian Maniscalco.
You know, I've thought of that, and I'm like, I wonder if this is his wife, his sister, somebody. I don't think there's any relation, but I knew about her before I ever heard of Sebastian Maniscalco. But I
Fair.
love that you also brought that up.
Yeah.
Slay.
And then I'm also in the middle of reading Fate of the Sun King. This just came out maybe like a month ago. Because I was reading Trial of the Sun Queen. I finished it in like a couple days. I really liked it. And then I read The Rule of the Aurora King. I liked that too. It took me a little longer, but I didn't realize there was going to be a 3rd book. And when it left off on a cliffhanger, I was like, huh, crazy. And then I went on TikTok that day and everybody was talking about the new one that just came out. And I was like, interesting. I went to Target. They didn't have it. It was
Shocker.
out already. And I was sad. But anyway, I ordered it from Amazon. Coming in clutch, came in a day. So yeah, that is my reading journey as of late.
Pop off, sis.
Okay. So I've only been reading since April of this past year, and I've read 12 books so far.
That's honestly
so
like
what?
so
April, mid-April, so May, June, July. So 3 months, maybe
like
3.5 months.
Really good.
I am
speed reading.
speed reading.
Literally.
So I am currently reading The Sword Unbound, and so I'm reading a bunch of different series right now. I'm doing a tandem read. Hold on, how am I gonna hold both these books? I'm doing a tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn.
The best series in the world, everyone.
So I started my journey with ACOTAR, and I did not think, I know it's all over the table, I did not think I was going to be a reader. Like, you two kind of got me into reading and was kind of like, you should try it. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then I started slow, and I read ACOTAR, and I fell in love. And then I've just been plowing through all of the Sarah J. Maas books. And then I picked up A Sword Defiant. I finished it today. It was kind of on my DNF list for a little bit just because I fell off. Did I say that right?
DNF. You almost didn't finish it?
I know, I didn't.
The Sword Defiant or this?
The Sword Defiant.
Oh.
Because
the drama.
Well,
no,
because,
already.
No, because like when you told me that
I
like
loved it at first.
Loved it at first.
And then it kind of like, I have a hot take about it. Is either people love it or they hate it. And I was like in the middle. I love the beginning. And I love the ending. And I like 3/4 in, I was like, I don't like these like 100 pages right here. And so I almost didn't finish.
That happens, yeah.
But I finished it today. And I already started reading the next one too. So The Sword Unbound. So if you like, what? Oh, all the way up here? Yeah, if you like fantasy and you like just like true quest Lord of the Rings vibes, that's for you. I'm not like that. I want to read little girly pop fae magic books. So this is for me.
We love Roman. That's all I have to say about
yes.
Throne of Glass right now.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we could get into Throne of Glass at another time. Okay, so far this year, I'm on my 28th book, and I've been reading since January. Throne of Glass took up most of my time for the first 3 months, but that's okay. She slays. Right now, I am reading Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm very excited. It's the first book of hers that I'm reading with my little shark bookmark. I had to think about what it was called for a second. And I really am loving it so far. I am only on like chapter 15 or something, but so good. I love fantasy and romance books and all that. So,
how many books have you read this year? Did you say?
Yeah, I'm on my this is my 28th book. It'll be so almost at 30. I love Audible. That's all I have to say. And
I agree.
Yeah, because that's how I got through so many. I feel like
yes,
because I'm so busy.
You don't have Audible.
Well, I had it for a little.
Oh, audio books.
Just like audiobooks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got.
No, you're good. Remember I used to call Audible Audible?
Yes, I do.
We were just talking about that today. I was like, all right, it's fine.
Well, here's a hot take about Audible. Well, it's not about Audible. It's like in support of Audible.
Okay.
Spotify is such a scam when it comes to audiobooks because you only get like 12 hours of listening a month.
I had to buy more so I could listen to Reckless.
I refused to buy more. I had to switch to Audible because I'm like, the price I'm going to pay for Audible to have all these books is like 1 month of Spotify for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have Audible still?
I do. I made my fiance buy it.
Dead.
Because he loves me so much.
I have to say, I got Hoopla, which is like, I got a library card, and I've been listening through that, but it's really difficult when other people take it out, because then you're on the waiting list, and I'm like, I want it now. I'm so spoiled. Like, give it to me now. I want to read it.
I had like the opposite problem. So I have Hoopla too because I got that library card. Because when you told us about it, I was like, well, I read so many books that sometimes I use Audible a lot, and I don't want to pay for both the physical copy and the audiobook because that seems redundant. So I would use Hoopla, and either they wouldn't have the book I was looking for, so I was like, but you can put yourself on like a hold list, like in the wait list, but you can also suspend your hold so you have it for longer to start it. So the thing is, I was like, oh, I want to read this. 19 people in line. I'll just hold it right now. And then on the same week, 5 of the books became available, and I was like, I do not feel mentally in the place to start any of these yet. So I felt really annoyed, but that's why I that's why I had like a week where I was just like reading
what do I do?
Exactly, because
Yeah.
like they go away after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to wait to read these. And you have, I think, 30 days to
something like that.
use them. So I had like 3 of them sitting in there for like 30 days, and oh my god, and it would tick down because I was reading other
It's
stuff
so
at the time.
stressful.
Yeah, and then it came to like, you have 9 days left to listen. And I was like, dang it! So I immediately like read 2 books back to back that had nothing to do with each other, just so they didn't return
Oh my God, I'd be
before I got
sweating,
to read
what's
them.
happening in this book? And now I'm confused in this next book. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can't read 2 books at the same time.
I went from reading Remarkably Bright Creatures, which is a mystery including an octopus, to reading Home is Where the Bodies Are.
Interesting.
It was such
I
a
love
weird flip. But anyway, we're here. I've read both of them. They were great.
And
Hoop
did
was
you
great.
you finish it before your hoopla expired?
It did. I did.
Good.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like now I have to get Audible again. Because I keep going between Spotify.
Make your fiance pay for it.
Yeah, that's the goal, everyone. But Paige is like, what?
Thanks.
Support our hobbies. We could
Yeah.
have much worse, much more expensive hobbies.
Oh, 100%.
I
Yeah.
could be doing drugs. I could straight up be doing drugs, but the money doesn't go to drugs. You know
It
what
goes
it
to
does go to?
books.
It goes to books,
Books.
and shelves, accessories,
and now you're
merch.
literate.
I don't know about that. I would love to believe that I am now more intellectual because of reading. I'm not. Like, legitimately, I love that I'm bringing this up already. But my boyfriend says that I am the most well-read, illiterate person
He does.
that he knows. And he's kind of right. Yeah.
Words.
Well, no, because, like, it's not that I'm, like, truly illiterate. I can read, obviously. I've been reading for, like, the past 4 years. I started my reading journey in 2020. But I've been reading for so long, but I still have dyslexia. That doesn't go away. So
Yeah.
I feel like the Bella Thorne, like, and
Oh my
now
gosh,
I
you're the
read a
favorite.
year above my grade level.
That was
I'm not in
wild.
school anymore. There are no more grade levels for me. But I do read normally now, and I read faster than most.
You do.
My brain just can't process everything, and I will, like, even if I don't recognize a word, my brain will just substitute it with something else I do know the meaning of,
Yeah.
and then I'll just keep reading and I'll
Okay.
skim over it.
Yeah.
Some people, oh my god, sorry, I'm talking for so long.
No, go
Some-
off.
Go off, sis.
Some people, like my mom, for example, she used to read on a Kindle years ago. And she got the Kindle so she could tap on the word she didn't know and read what it meant, like a dictionary.
Wait, that's
But she-
actually sick.
But she said before she had the Kindle, she would stop whatever she was
And look
reading
it
if
up.
she didn't recognize a word, and she would look it up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I am so invested in this story right now. You think I'm stopping to go
Right.
read a definition? No. If I don't know it, sucks to suck. My brain will figure it out later. I'm going to finish this
There's
story.
context clues.
Exactly.
You got
Yeah.
what's going down.
I'm fine.
It's fine.
That's really interesting though, because you said your brain will substitute. So I also have dyslexia. But my brain will erase the word. Like I won't even see it on the page. It'll just, yeah,
Disappear.
it'll just disappear. Or it'll like, I also add thes and ofs like
Yes,
everywhere.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes. Again, Steve's like, you can read all these books, but then if you have to read like, I don't know, like a letter that's addressed to me, I'm like, I don't know what this says.
I can't read cursive.
I can't read cursive
I
either.
literally cannot
they like
read cursive.
stopped teaching it though. Like I
They
learned
did.
it in like 3rd, 4th grade, and then it was like, all right. And
Yeah.
But I will say it was in Reckless, a little bit of cursive. I don't want to say too much about it, but
I think you're
And-
safe with the font.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Like I was gonna say like more in detail about it, but I won't. The font of this letter she was reading was in cursive, but I was like, oh, I can read this. This is fine. And then I was thinking, these two aren't gonna be able to read it.
No.
You know what?
I love you. I love you guys.
And this is why we're going to do the audiobooks on Hoopla.
Yes.
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 We love audio.
Yes.
And we love Kai's voice. Once you read Powerless and
Oh my
Reckless,
God.
you will fall in love
Yeah.
with his voice.
This was the very first book where I was legitimately like kicking and screaming and like giggling and like screaming into the middle of a book while I was
He's
reading it.
He has the voice that you would think like the character sounds like.
Yes.
Like what you want them to sound like essentially, but that's for another day. I
It's for
kind of
another
halfway.
episode.
That was weird.
Do it again. But oh my god, sorry, my brain is like hyperfixating on the script thing, like not being
the
able
cursive.
to read it. Because you said in school that like my parents were like, oh my god, we had to learn it, we had to write all our things in
I know,
script.
and they just stopped.
And then, well, in elementary school, they like really hammered down like you're gonna need script. It's not gonna be appropriate to like write in print. I get to middle school. I had one teacher that was like still clinging to it. It was like my 6th grade science teacher. I forget her name. But she would be like, I want all my essays in script. After 6th grade, I never, ever had a teacher request anything in script.
It's crazy.
Especially because everything's digital now.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
back then when we were all writing papers. Do you think people in elementary school are
No.
still writing?
No.
No, they're on iPads and tablets.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, no, because like you still need to learn how to
Right.
write.
Yes.
But like after a while, does it just stop?
Pretty
I think
much.
it's all digital, yeah.
It's mostly digital.
Oh
now.
my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the school system for you in America. But
Back to
anyways. So I have a question for you guys. What was
Okay.
your least favorite book you've read so far this year? I know Paige has
A couple.
a couple, but like if it was like, okay, even if you have 2 that you were thinking of, or even if there's one that it's like, it was my least favorite, but it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't love it. Because I feel like there's some that I'm like, I still really like the book, it just wasn't my favorite.
Let me go to my Goodreads. I had a lot.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I feel like my Goodreads, I feel like most of my books I rate 5 stars or 4
You do.
stars.
And like I'm such a harsh
but I
rater.
I love
just think,
everything.
but I loved it. And I'm like, but I didn't. You're like, I just love all of the books.
Yes, I love everything. I feel like for me, if I don't know, I can't
I'm
even
about
I can't even say
about
a quart of Frost and Starlight because
No,
The
not the
cereal
cereal.
bell.
I think it's really funny how we both say I say cereal. You say sorrel,
yeah,
What?
like a country accent.
it's Searle.
It's cereal.
You're missing letters, hon.
Maybe you're dyslexic.
Oh my God.
Let me fix him. Let me fix him.
I just can't
Is-
read
is-
aloud. I
wait a
can read it
minute.
in my head.
He's gonna
But
spell
then I-
Cereal.
Okay.
Cereal.
Cereal.
Is it cereal?
Yeah.
I feel like
cereal.
I feel like it's wrong.
You're
when I
gonna
say
start
that.
saying cereal.
Cereal.
My Cheerios.
I know about cereal.
My Captain Crunch.
I can't even say that. It was
I
a
was
quart.
gonna
Oh,
You're throwing things now. Oh God, the
Everything's
cereal.
falling apart.
I can't. I don't even know if I
Mr.
could say.
Frosted Flakes.
She's
I don't
spilling
even
the
know if I
tea,
can
sis.
say it was a quart of Frost and Starlight because I
was
really
gonna
did love this book and
say
I
it was
loved
mine.
like I know in the next
Oh my God.
Cyril, you're whatever
done.
his name is.
You're
You're
done.
I know we're gonna talk about it in like the next episode,
Yes.
but like I just love their snowball fight and everything that happened
It's
and
so
like
cute.
the ending.
That's like 95% of the book, though. It's just like, and they
I
had
mean,
a snowball
it
fight.
is the tiny one.
I know. And
It's a novella. It's not a full
Yes.
book,
Yes.
sorry, I just
even though it is the size of a kid's book.
yeah, I just love Resand. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess if I had, I don't know. I don't know. Let me look at my Goodreads. Katie, you go.
Wait. Okay. I mean, I would say it's this book. I don't know. I was like, just kind of. I don't know. What?
What is that face?
That book
This one?
is. Wait a minute. When you say what's our
Least
right.
favorite.
least favorite of this year.
Yes.
This year.
I'm not
Okay.
saying it's my least favorite book.
Okay, no, you're
or
right.
like that I
Because
hated
I'm
it.
thinking no, because I'm thinking like I've been reading like for years. I've read like over 130 books.
You've
so
read a lot of stuff
in
you don't
that
like.
time, I've found things that I don't
like. Well,
yes,
I would say out of what I've read so far, it might be this book, just because I was so enthralled with the action of the I mean, we're gonna get into this in another video, but like, I was so invested in the action and like the drama of the other books, and it was just like, it literally was the Christmas episode.
I loved it. I loved
I
the
think it's
holiday
cute.
special.
Wait, I have it, and it's controversial.
Okay.
I didn't say that word right, but we're gonna keep. We're gonna keep.
Searle.
moving on.
Searle.
You just can't say
Okay.
cereal.
I can't. It's weird. Anyway,
Controversial.
okay. Throne of
Oh.
Glass, we know is my favorite series.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it. Like I will die on that hill. Nothing will ever compare to that series.
We'll see.
Nothing
Is
will
an
ever
Assassin's
compare.
Blade?
No, I love Assassin's Blade.
I don't like Assassin's Blade.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, back
That's
to you.
crazy.
Not
Back
your
to you,
moment.
Back to you.
Not your moment. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I turned my mic off on accident. You're
Okay.
done.
Kale is not my favorite, but it was still a really great book. I still gave it 5 stars, and I stand on that hill. I will still give it 5 stars. But I was I was the most bored reading that book until towards the end when things started to happen. I feel like most of it, I mean, you're reading it right now.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to say.
I know I'm not going to like reading it, and I've already come to that.
I know. The problem with it is I feel like I love, like, Aelin is my favorite character. So I feel like I was really, you know, like, obviously they're in 2 different spots. So I feel like I was like, okay, but where's Aelin? Like, I just want to know what she's doing.
So you should have done the tandem read.
Okay. But I didn't. And it's okay. So I feel like maybe I would have liked it more, but not saying that I didn't like the book. I still did. Like I said, I still gave 5 stars. Sarah J. Maas is my favorite writer of all time so far, but I think that nothing will ever top her. Just saying. But yeah, that was probably my least favorite book of this year, unfortunately. But again, still love it. I know you love Kale, so stop. Don't get mad at me.
Listen, before I even get to that, don't come for him. But so before I even go on to Kale, you say it's your least favorite book, but you still rated it 5 stars.
Yeah.
You've read other books this year.
Yeah.
That
she
you
rates
rated
every
lower
book
than
5
No,
stars.
you've rated other books lower than 5 stars. So how is that your least favorite book?
Because I was the most bored reading it.
Then why was it 5 stars?
Because I loved it.
Oh my god. That wasn't the question.
Oh my god.
That was not the question.
I rated it 5 stars because Sarah J. Maas wrote it. That's a really big... And I love her
Honestly-
writing style. Like, it's so good. Like, she can... Even though I'm not invested in Kale as much as, like, you are, I can still appreciate that, like, it was so well written. And, like, his character are... Like, sorry, I don't want to say too much. I'm, like, stuttering because I'm like, I don't know what to say.
It's not
just
a
his character
spoiler.
arc. No, it's
Yes.
not. His character arc is so good in it that it, like...
He gets one.
Right.
He gets a character
Like,
arc.
stuff actually, like, happens for him, and that's why I was like, it's still a 5-star read, even though he might not be my favorite character. Just because he's not my favorite character doesn't mean because she wrote the whole book about that side of the journey that it's not a good book, because it is.
Well, I mean, in terms of his character arc, at least for where I'm at in the book, he's pretty low right now, so he could only go up. So there is a character arc because
Right. He's down in the dumps.
he's really
Yeah.
down right now.
Yeah.
What
So-
part are you in the book? I don't need to know like what's happening, but what like chapter are you on?
I've
Tower
not
of
started Tower Dawn at all yet.
Oh, you're still on
No,
Empire of
because I have to get to chapter 5 first, and I
right.
Yeah.
was forcing myself to finish A Sword Defiant, so that way, like,
You can
I
just
can
focus
invest
on the 2 books.
because I was getting, like, really upset that I hadn't finished the book. Like, I was really stressed that I hadn't finished the book because I'm like, what if I like the ending of it, even though I didn't like that,
That's
like,
fair.
you know, last stretch of it.
Yeah.
I did like the ending of it.
I'm glad.
Okay, well, that's
So-
good then. Then you're glad that you finished it.
I'm glad I finished it.
Okay, good.
And
I'm
I'm
glad.
glad I get to just read the 2 books.
Yay.
Okay. Now I get to talk to you about why you're wrong about Kale. So
Let's do this when we talk throw to glass.
no, I genuinely do need to say that, like, I know a lot of people do not like his character. I don't know why. Okay, listen.
I mean,
So I think the reason why I gravitate more towards his character is because I am more of a fan when it's like the trope of like the girl and the captain of the guard.
right.
You are definitely more in line with the girl and the prince.
Dorian, 10 out of 10.
But
did
I'm sorry,
not
captain of the guard.
Deserve what happened to him. Sorry.
Who?
Dorian did not
Oh,
deserve
no, he did not.
the hate that happened to him.
I don't hate him,
Well,
but I love Kale.
just all of the negativity that happened with his
Yeah.
character. I did not deserve that.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
But
I even told you from the beginning when I was sending you Snapchats, I was like, Dorian is
King.
the one.
Yeah.
He's great. But we'll have to, like, delve more into it once you're done.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yes.
I don't want to say
Oh yeah, and we'll
I don't
have a
wanna say
whole
anything.
episode just on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because
The-
it's best series.
The only thing I'll say, like to leave off on
Yes,
it,
go ahead.
Mhm.
Papa.
I love Kale. I know a lot of people don't, but this is my winning point. He is the only he's the only male character that gets his very own book
It's probably
in the
'cause-
mass verse.
Probably because not a lot of people like them, so she was trying to redeem him. Hey, I'm just saying.
Not a lot of
what's-
people would
Oh
sit
my
through the book
gosh.
then.
Well, there's a lot of people on TikTok that are like, I'm skipping. I was like, well, don't do that, honey.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
There's so much that happens.
There is. It's very important.
He gets his
but
character arc.
I know.
And I loved him even more.
I feel like
And-
that's why she wrote about him, because there was, I feel like, so much for him to be redeemed because of how he was like treating Aelin in like the other books before, you know.
Mm.
So
Well, also they were in two different spots. Okay.
well, that too. Yeah.
Listen, hot take.
Hot take.
I think it shouldn't have been separate. I genuinely think the
It should've just been
tandem
together.
read, it should have just been 2 books.
Yeah.
Like, but combined already. You know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? It shouldn't have been
Yes,
separate
yes.
with
Like-
just Kale's POV
like
and just Aelin's, because
that
a lot
it
of people
intercuts between the two.
Yeah, like
so
the
like
previous
in the
books.
in
Yes.
ACOTAR, when it cuts between perspectives,
Yes.
something
All
similar
right,
like
this,
that.
we gotta save this.
You're
for
right.
Throne
I
of
know,
Glass,
I know,
guys.
I know, I know.
Sorry.
If you couldn't tell, we love
Throne of
Glass.
Glass.
Even though
Anyway,
she's
what
not
was
done,
your
but-
least favorite book that you read this year?
This
Oh, no.
year only, I have 2.
All right, let's hear it.
One, I finished both of them, unfortunately, because like you, I was like, maybe I'll like the ending
Did you like the ending?
for one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
that's better.
For both of them.
Okay.
However, this is gonna make so many people upset. So I am a true dark academia and sci-fi girly. The 2 books that I did not, that were my least favorite of the year, was Starbringer by Nina Croft and Tracy Wolfe, and The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I forget how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'll go into Starbringer first. It is a space opera. So I was like, oh, shoot, it's just going to be Star Wars in a book. I'll love this. The characters were written so poorly. I could not sympathize with them. I didn't give a crap what happened to them. And this one character named Ian, you couldn't sympathize with him. He was the main love interest for the princess lady in the book that they're stranded with. They hate each other, and by the end of the book, they're in love. And I know enemies to lovers is a
Right.
thing.
But it didn't really get to
No.
that. Yeah. Okay.
It was just like, I hate you so much that I'm going to
love you.
Yeah,
Forever.
that I'm going to sleep in the same bed with you.
Interesting.
But like, the characters were written poorly. I feel it was almost 600 pages, this book, and I swear, the middle 300 pages were unnecessary. Imagine reading 600 pages and being like, "Wow, this could have been
300
under
pages?
400 pages."
That's crazy.
That's mainly why I was upset. I didn't care about what they were doing. The second book, the one that I actually despised, like my least favorite book of the year.
Yakaroonies.
What?
I said Yakaroonies.
Was the Atlas 6. Now, I shit you not, this book has like an occult following, especially this author. But first of all, I bought all 3 books in the Atlas 6 series because I was like, the covers are stunning. I loved them. They looked very like science-y, like dark
They are
academia
They are cute.
book covers. So I have them all in hardcover. So they weren't cheap.
Oof.
I read the first one, and first 10 pages, I was like, okay, we got a winner. I get another 10 pages in. Okay, still got a winner. And then the last 20 pages got my attention again. Everything in between was hot garbage. It switched between every character's POV, just like Starbringer, and it confused me, and I just...
Yeah, I heard wow, I can't talk. I heard the descriptions of the people were like non-existent. Nobody knows what anybody looked like.
Nope.
Nobody knows anything that was going on because she just wasn't really good at the describing part,
Correct.
which is really important when you read a book because
Yeah.
you're picturing it in your head. So if
Yeah.
you're not getting
You're not
any
watching
of-
a movie. You're reading
Right.
the book. Like,
Right.
you can't see them.
Exactly. And I like when I'm reading a book that I can see it in my mind exactly like what they could look like. And then when I see fan art, it's like, yes, that is
That's it.
exactly
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the last 20 pages got my attention again. But the whole center of the book seemed so pointless. Multiple VOPs. Hot garbage. They eventually... Some of the characters had, like, an orgy in the middle. I was like, why? Where did this come from? For what purpose?
That's
I
insane.
I was so confused, and I was like, eh. The book itself just gave me the ick.
Right.
Mm.
Fair.
But now I have these 2 books on my shelf that come after that I still have not started because I've been so like traumatized
Well,
and scarred from that book.
Do you think you want to read them just to see if it goes anywhere?
Possibly, because I finished the first book and then the ending, one of the characters like disappears into another realm.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Maybe give it
wow,
a
it got
chance.
interesting out of nowhere. Crazy. So then I almost started the second one. Like, I opened the second one. I was like, I guess I'll start. I read the first, like, couple lines, and I was like, I can't do this to my brain
I
right
can't
now.
do this right now.
I can't. Because I was literally getting, like, migraines trying to finish this book. I'm not kidding. My head hurt trying to finish this book. My brain exploded. Also, sorry, I just remembered. Also, in this book, like, again, it's an academy based, like, it's a secret academy for people who protect the Library of Alexandria. Because this is
Interesting. Okay, wait, that sounds pretty cool.
Exactly. This is why I was so disappointed
It could have
because
been.
it was right up my alley. It was like keepers of the lost books of Alexandria because everyone thought the Library of Alexandria burned down,
Yeah.
but actually did not.
It
so
didn't.
so these people like protect those texts.
Okay.
Texts. English. Love you, sis. Anyway, they protect that, and so they have access to all this like lost knowledge that the world like doesn't have anymore. And there's like people trying to steal some of the books, you know, like real life. But like
Oh well.
because it's in a school setting, just bump the mic. Because it's in a school setting, the author tries to use really like not even really big words, but she tries to sound scholarly and very like smart and academic.
Okay.
All she does is use big words, and
It's like why?
no, it's not even that. It's like listening to somebody who wants to sound smart, but none of what they're saying makes sense.
Okay.
Like, they're using all the big words, they're either not using them properly, or literally everything that they're talking about sounds smart, but when you actually like read it and put it into like a conversation, it's like it's either A, that's not how people speak, or B, that does not form a cohesive sentence. Like, that has no meaning. It makes zero sense. So that is why Atlas 6, I'm torn if I should continue reading it with Atlas Paradox and
Maybe
Atlas
see,
something.
like, even on, like, Book Talk, if there's other people that didn't like it that are like, but I like the second and third
The
one.
reviews are hilarious.
Biggest ick in a book. Mine is little text.
Yes,
Oh.
that's
I don't
one of
wanna
mine.
I don't want to be squinting like this. Like, what does that say? I can't read it.
Yeah, I don't want it to take me a million years to finish a page.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if this book is 10 pounds. Make the text bigger.
Yeah, and I feel like I loved Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. The text could have been a little bigger, but I know the book would have been
Huge.
Massive.
yeah. But I feel like that's why I mostly listened to it, because it was just hurting my eyes so much. But I had to read it because Fourth Wing is amazing. I can't wait till you read it. You are going to absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Dragons.
so good.
Dragons.
But did you notice? Did you ever open the physical copies of
Yes,
Fourth Wing and
I
Iron Flame?
did read it. It just hurt.
Okay. Did you notice, because I did, when I read it,
Mm-hmm.
the font size changes from Fourth Wing to Iron Flame. It gets smaller in Iron
Yes.
Flame.
I did realize that, and I was like,
I was
why are we getting smaller?
On
I
a storm,
literally-
we're gonna need a microscope
Yeah,
to read
literally.
it.
I literally thought I was going insane, so I held up like both books and I was like, no, this is freaking smaller. Smaller. Smaller.
She's from Brooklyn.
My family is.
I know.
It comes out sometimes. Coffee. Anyway. I don't
Yeah,
drink coffee.
I'm very excited for Onyx Storm, though. I already pre-ordered 2
The cover
copies.
is so stunning.
It is, with the sprayed edges, with the
Mhm.
dragons.
Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
I already pre-ordered it on Amazon, but then I pre-ordered it from BAM because they're like, we have all these extra things, and I don't know if Amazon has the extra things, and if it does, I'll just do a giveaway.
What extra things? Was it just
Yeah.
the sprayed edges or?
Sprayed edges, and I think they said there were like extra scenes or something in there.
Oh, in the BAM exclusive edition.
Yes.
When
that
stores
one.
have exclusive editions of books, they normally include extra chapters and
Right.
whatnot. I found out that I'm not going to disclose the book, but there is a specific Walmart exclusive edition of one of Sarah J. Maas's books,
Okay.
where Asriel has an epilogue, and some
I heard
people
about this.
bought that on purpose to get like extra words from him, because a lot of people love Asriel, but he doesn't really have much. People are hoping like he's the star of the next ACOTAR
one.
book. Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, I love him. He's great.
Anyway,
But what are your guys' book icks? I mean, there's always a couple that each person has, but that's my biggest.
Two.
Oh, okay.
And they're really icky. So my first
So
one, and they're
icky.
kind of similar. The biggest one is when a book series has not matching cover art and spines.
See, like, I'm a psychopath, and, like, it bothers me, but at the same time, I'm like, but I have the book.
But it's not even like
I'll
there's
live.
different variations of the cover art. Like, obviously, like, Sarah J. Maas has different covers throughout how
You're
it's
saying, like,
been.
the spines,
No,
right?
just the spine and the cover art and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
So I have the Bridgerton series, and there's two different versions. And if there's
Right.
there might be a third, I don't know. But there's two different versions, and there's like the Netflix version,
Right.
and they're putting like the Netflix characters
the
on
actors,
the cover of the books.
yeah.
And then there's like the original art of like
Right.
it's typically like a lady from like the neck down.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but the first one, it doesn't match either of those two styles. Either with the Bridgerton character, they had the Bridgerton, the TV show, Netflix show characters on the cover. They don't have the like lady from the neck down. It's from her from behind, but the spine doesn't even look on the font on the cover. Nothing about it matches any other book in the series.
I don't get why they do that, though.
I wonder if sometimes that'll happen when authors, before they're like well known or famous, they will put out like a self-published version,
Right.
and then if it gets picked up by a publisher, the cover will change, the art will
Yes.
change for the rest of everything else. If they decide to do a reprint of the original book,
But they reprinted the original book.
oh, then I can't help
I
you.
don't know.
I think they also just put out an exclusive version. I think it's through BAM, I want to say, and all of the books are like kind of neon colors.
Okay.
I'll have to show you
Bridgerton?
after.
Yeah.
And
No, that's not BAM. It is like a special collector's edition from like some website on TikTok. I know exactly what you're talking about.
oh,
Mm.
okay, yeah.
And it's gorgeous.
it is really pretty.
I looked it up. It is over $900
Oh my god.
for those books.
Yeah, but there's like 12 of them,
Mhm.
13 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
And it's like the color of the
I'm
rainbow,
broke.
and they're hardcover.
Aw.
I'm broke.
Anyway, my second biggest ick is when a book series, and it could be either all hardcover or all soft, they're all different sizes, like in height. It's different when it's a novella. Like I know I said about Powerless today. I was like,
Powerful.
poor
Yeah.
Powerful. It's such an itty bitty little baby book.
But a lot of people asked her about that, and they were. And
But it's
she
a
responded.
novella,
right?
yes.
And she said she's going to do that with all the novellas. So
which
it's like,
makes sense.
fair. You're not just doing it for funsies, like you're doing it for other ones. So she's
Still.
going to be writing more
But there are
novellas.
some series that legit will have their books be different heights.
I know. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to
of
think too.
one.
I know
I
I was
can't-
talking to my cousin about it, and she literally showed me, and I was like, that's not good.
Yeah, I forget. But yeah, there's ones that I'm like, oh, okay, that's fun. Let's not do that.
I've noticed it on like a smaller scale. Like when I think I bought each book in like the fine print series, like the Billionaire Romance, whatever
Right.
it is. I haven't read them yet, sitting on my shelf. But I bought them all at different stores, and they're all slightly different sizes. But it's not big enough where it's like I'm gonna cause a scene, but like
right.
it's like that much. And I know that's small,
But
but
it's
like
like
when
so
they're
low
next
shelf.
to each other,
Yeah.
it's like, what are we doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with that.
Do you have
What's-
another ick?
What's your ick, Paige?
How much time we got?
Oh God.
Okay. I don't even have like a specific one. I'll just go through the ones that I can remember right now.
All right.
Deckled edges.
Oh.
I hate them. I
I
used
call
to
them
think
crunchy
they
edges.
were crunchy edges. Crusty edges.
It looks
I
like
know.
someone took like the little kid scissors that make the
Yeah.
shapes.
I hate it.
Yeah.
There is legitimately, I ordered like 2 different books on like BAM's website. BAM is a bookstore if you don't know.
The best.
Sorry, Barnes and Noble.
Well, they're the best too.
But
They're
I
all
love
the
them
best.
all.
anyway, no, but like Deckled Edges, I remember ordering some books off of BAM's website. It was the Book of Doors, something like that. And then it was my god, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, An Education in Malice.
Okay.
I have both. Have not read it yet. But when they came, they were both deckled edges, and I was like, why? I don't understand it. I know it's an aesthetic choice,
Right.
but like, who's aesthetic?
I know. I have
like
Edward Scissorhands.
sensory thing.
I have,
Yes.
yeah, I have the Crave series by Tracy Wolf,
Mhm.
and I'm super excited to read it. I'm a big, like, Vampire Diaries, just vampires in general. Like, I want to, you know, I had a book idea, but I'm scratching that, and I think I'm going to write, like, a vampire type thing, because I love vampires, and I
You
just
should
feel like,
write a vampire shark romance. Shark
oh my gosh,
vampires.
I'm also obsessed with sharks, if you couldn't tell. I have a tattoo.
Sharkpire.
Shark pyre.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. Sorry, I'm screaming in the mic, but
Don't worry, I've
But
been
I
open
just-
mouth laughing.
yeah, I'm just, like, not afraid to read it, but I just know, like, it's cranky.
Are they all
words.
deckled edges? Is every book deckled
I
edges?
think so. Besides, because you guys are gonna hate me. Crave, I have in like paperback softcover, and the rest of the series is hardcover. I'm
Girl,
sorry.
fix that.
I know.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
I know.
No.
I'm sorry. I got it cheaper that way. I got one at BAM, and then I got the rest at that website you told me about. Remember my
Book
order-
outlet, yeah.
Yeah, my order got lost for like a month, and I was like, where is it? And then they resent them, so they're also the best. We just love bookstores.
Discount books.
Yes.
They should not be as expensive as they are.
Oh well.
Anyway.
But yeah, those
Yeah.
are some of our book icks.
Deckled edges.
Yeah.
God, they're the
Ugh.
worst. Wait. I share them with you. Like, I hate small text and I hate differing art
Right.
styles on covers.
Yes.
I have the original Naturals books.
Okay.
The covers.
And it's different.
Yeah.
And I stopped reading them. I took a break. I don't remember why. I think I just wasn't in the mood to read like mystery anymore.
Right.
So I took a break and went to fantasy, and I never went back. But mine is like the original, like, real life, like, caution tape gift cover of the
It's not as cute.
Naturals. And I'm looking at the ones that just got reprinted, and I'm just like, okay, these are so cute. Even if I don't finish
I
reading
have
them,
them.
I want them on
Buy
my
them.
shelf. But like,
Buy them.
but I already have the other ones.
Has
Well,
that
just
stopped you
sell those.
before?
But I also don't have all the original ones. I have 3. I
Okay.
have
Okay.
The Naturals, Killer Instinct, and All In. I'm missing the last book, Bad Blood.
Yeah.
And the only ever time I saw the original cover of Bad Blood still out and about was a hardcover. And I was like, I'm not doing that
Right.
to
Fair.
myself. I almost did, but I didn't. But, like, I want the other books because they're so
I
much
know.
cuter.
They are. I do love
Buy
them.
them.
I love them.
Buy them.
Buy them.
Buy them.
Has that stopped you before from buying multiple copies of the same book?
I'm offended.
No, you're not.
I'm not. But like, hey, listen, I never understood why people buy multiple copies of the same book.
Until Reckless came out.
Shut up.
No, because same. I have the red sprayed edges. I have the Barnes & Noble one because we went to the event.
Yeah.
That's all I have. But
like, I have 3 copies of this book.
Oh.
And now I have 2 copies of Powerless because I have the one that I read
Well, she
and the
signed
one
it.
she signed.
like, Papa.
And then I just have Little Powerful in the middle. And then I have 3 Reckless books. 2 signed
I
Barnes &
know.
Noble exclusive editions and the regular one that I just
Yeah.
pre-ordered on Amazon with the red cover.
Fine. Also, another thing with like covers, I hate when like naked people are on the covers or like
Yes.
men shirtless. Like,
Mm-hmm. Give me
I-
a discreet cover.
yeah, I don't want to be
Yes.
in public being like,
Yes.
oh, look at my book. It's got a man on it. Like,
I don't
Yeah.
need people to know what I'm reading.
Exactly.
But one of my other icks is real people on covers.
yeah, it's just it doesn't
Ooh.
do it
Like
for me,
a
dog.
picture
agree.
of a real person.
I agree.
I-
Who are they?
I love the ones that literally look like kids' books.
wait a
Like
minute.
Icebreaker, I've never
Icebreaker's
read
so
it, but I
Yes.
just love that it's so discreet.
Mm-hmm.
And
But the problem is they
Slay.
look like kids' books, so kids are
Kids
reading
were gonna
them.
read them. Yes.
I know it's bad. A
It
lot of
looks
people,
like a coloring book.
a lot of people
Yeah.
are reading Icebreaker,
But
and
I like
again,
it because it's discreet.
Right.
I haven't read it.
so
but-
it's kind of like in the middle. Like it's good for us, but it's bad for young kids because parents are
Yes.
like, "Yeah, read it," and then
Yeah.
it's
And
like,
they're not.
"What?"
They're not like checking up on what this book
Yeah,
is.
and
Yeah.
it's bad.
this has a real person on it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
seeing
but you
like
can't
that,
see
or
her
You
eyes.
can't see most of it, so I'm fine. When it's like
Yeah.
just straight up
like
real
shirtless
people,
men.
well, not even that,
Shirtless
like
men.
that
You just
too,
go
but
back
like
to shirtless
anytime I
men.
see a book with like real people on it, my brain immediately is like, oh, that's nonfiction. You know what I mean? Because a lot
Yeah,
of books that
I
are
kinda feel that.
nonfiction, like biographies and
Yes.
autobiographies and memoirs, they have a picture of a real person on it. So I'm always like, oh, that's nonfiction, even if it's not.
Right.
So that's one of my.
Wait, can I take that a little further though?
Yeah.
Because I know it's not real people, but I kind of don't like it when covers have the character on it, especially if that character is gonna undergo like a massive like physical change. So like for example, like Air of Fire, and it's got her and Rowan on the original cover, and you could see like all Rowan's tattoos, and you could see her with like her blonde hair and like in a different outfit than what she was in other books. I knew she was gonna undergo a physical change of like
Right.
dyeing her hair,
Right.
getting tattoos, and like all of that, and so it kind of spoiled it in a sense for me.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. There are covers with them on.
Yeah, the original covers.
Let's look.
Because I have the original cover. I thought I had the original covers.
No,
Where-
You're wrong.
there's
No. Not those. I had the original ones where it was just Selena on every single cover. And then on Tower of Dawn, it was just like an owl emblem of Kaol's shield.
there's a version of it, and it almost looks like fan art, but it's not.
Not these, right?
No, those are I think those are the originals.
Those are the
But
ones.
there
you
was
Those are the ones that I used to
there was
have.
another
I
round
sold them.
that came out that was like Rowan and Aelin on the front, and like I was like, who's this man she's hugging? And it like spoiled the book for me.
Spoilers.
No.
I'm pulling it up.
Oh, you know what it might be? Did you know that in other countries, covers of books, and sometimes
Yes.
even the titles
It
are
could
different?
have been
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like the French version of like
Oh, the cereal.
I've seen the French version of Divine Rivals, and they're both on the cover. Like I never even knew what they looked like when I read it, but
I
seeing the
have no
cover, I was
cell phone
like,
service.
wow.
Last question for us before we wrap this thing up. Words are hard, guys. How do you prefer to read your books? I know we were talking audiobooks before, but do you like physical copies, Kindle, the works? You guys go first.
You can go first. Because
There's no one else here.
I have such an icky answer for mine, so you guys are gonna hate me.
Sure, you can go last then.
Yep.
My illiterate ass. I kind of use. Okay, so I don't have a Kindle. I don't read ebooks. I'll pull it up on my phone if I'm like in the middle of somewhere and I don't have my book on me. But I prefer tandem reading with audiobook and physical copy.
Okay.
Just because, especially with like I talked about before, how I don't like multiple POVs.
Right.
I like when it's one narrator. So especially books that do have multiple POVs, listening to the audiobook just makes it easier for me because they do voices and they like you can differentiate who's
Yes.
talking.
Yes.
Right.
So you can't always do that when you're reading. It'll like meld together, at least
Yeah,
for
it gets
me.
a little confusing.
So I love audiobooks. I'm a big audiobook stan. I also have major respect for like the voice acting industry.
Oh my
I wanted
gosh.
to get into that a little while ago, but I
My
don't
dad
think it's in the
tried to get
cards
me.
for me.
Yeah, my dad tried to get me to do that. I'm like, Dad, I can't read out loud.
I
I could sing out loud, but I can't read out
Read
loud.
out loud.
So let's keep it in my head.
I would like do it in like private. I would like try to read books, and I would just be like,
But you have like cool voices that you do.
Yeah.
So like I think you could do it.
we'll experience them later on this podcast.
Yes, you will. I think you
'Cause
already did one in this.
Probably. I have ADHD, so a lot of my tics are in the form of these voices.
We love that for her.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I also love having the physical copy because it's a trophy on my shelf. I listen.
No, it is.
It's just
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I just
Yeah. I like seeing my accomplishments.
fair.
Like, there's
Yes.
no congrats, you read another book trophy. The
No,
trophy
yeah.
is the physical copy on your shelf.
Yeah.
And I am a material girl, so naturally I want all the
Material girl.
hardcovers, which are the most expensive. So,
But I
Fair.
agree with the trophy thing because I have a huge like personal ick with like digital content
mhm.
because one day that might not exist.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend money on something that might not exist one day.
You don't own it.
You don't own it.
Mhm.
And even if you buy it and it's sitting in your Kindle, it's sitting in your downloads, even with movies on Amazon Prime, you do not own the rights to that book. I mean, you don't own the rights to the book anyway, but you don't own the rights to own the copy of the book. They can take it away at any time.
Right.
They can, unless they're Fahrenheit 451 and coming in my house taking my books, I'm keeping my trophies. What?
I've never read that.
Oh, it's about
What?
like
Get
burning
it together,
books and
Paige.
like
I'm sorry.
Sit down.
Sit down.
I am sitting.
Stay seated.
Stay seated. In your
All right,
seats.
anyway.
I really love the physical book, and I also like the Audible book. Dang it, I said Audible, and I meant to say audiobook. I can't get my words straight.
At least you didn't say audible.
True.
Audible.
Could've been worse.
Cyril.
I feel like,
Cyril.
though, like, I don't do what you do, though. I don't listen and read at the same time. I either listen or I'm reading.
Oh, well, I do that too. Like,
Yeah, but you've
That's your
also
most
done
preferred,
both.
you
I've
said.
just
I
never
do- yeah.
done that.
I
and
do it both ways.
Yeah. So I don't know, especially when I was reading Powerless and Reckless, like I said, I loved Kai's, like, the voice actor for him.
Oh.
So did
Mhm.
everybody. I mean,
Everyone on the
when you get
planet.
there, and you've heard the audio, I'm sure, on TikTok anyway, but it's just like, it's just nice to hear. I
Oh,
guess.
darling.
Oh, I was like finding chapters, like if I was reading it and I was like, oh, it's Kai, like I would turn it on because I was like, I just need to hear him say darling
Yeah.
once. And I did. I was like, I'm so happy right now. I'm good now.
I love
good.
that.
I've done that with books. If I don't like a specific narrator or I only want to hear one specific
Right.
one, I'll read. And then when it gets to that chapter, I will switch on the audiobook.
Yeah, I'm like, am I crazy?
No.
Katie,
Yes.
what's your favorite way to read?
Well, I do like the audiobook reading tandem. I can't read at the same time of listening, but I can quickly go back and forth between put the book down, pick the audiobook
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
I drive a lot for work, and I'm also sitting a lot for work, so it's so easy to put headphones in. However, where it becomes kind of an ick for everybody else is I listen on 2.5 speed.
2.5?
Yes.
I thought you only listened on times 2.
No.
Oh my god.
I-
I read on 1.2.
I get so
That's a bigger ick. That's a bigger ick for
I
me.
get so distracted when it's slow. And
Okay.
so, and which some people need to read it at the regular pace because that's how their brain is going to process it.
I can't.
If I do not listen to it fast, I will not be able to pay attention.
Correct.
So I have to have it fast so that way I'm paying attention to everything. Because if I stop thinking about it for a second, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you because I do
But
that.
I can process it that fast.
Yeah.
And
I don't do
can't.
it that fast.
I need it slower because I'm somebody, even when I'm reading, I can read fast, but if I read fast, I'm not going to be able to understand what I just read.
You're skimming almost.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
need to like slow it down, and I need to have the reading. I have it, like I said, at
Savor
1.2. Yeah, exactly. But I just need it to really hear what they're saying and really like let my brain process it. That's just how I've always been. Like I've read a book before when I was younger, like so fast I was like, I have no idea what I just read on that page, and I had to go back.
School textbooks.
Well,
That's
Summer
what happens
reading.
when my mind wanders. My mind
Fair.
will start to wander when I'm reading a page, so I have to go back.
okay, that's fair.
Oh
But
my
the
god.
audiobook,
Yes. You
I'm
read
listen-
an
I'm-
entire page and you're like, my brain was elsewhere. I
Yes.
gotta start over.
yes.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm like, I need to be a little slower, but that's okay that you want to read faster.
And
That's
it
crazy
means
for me.
I can get
but
through more books.
Yeah, faster.
That's fair.
So, like, I had an hour drive to work today, and I read 2 hours and 15 minutes.
I thought she was just about to say I read 2 books.
no.
Read 2 books.
No, not that fast.
Do you think it's the dyslexia that we listen to it
I
faster?
think so. And, like, the ADHD and just all
Oh,
of that
yeah.
combined. Yes.
No,
'Cause
that's
you
totally
listen-
fair.
Because you listened to it on 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
The fastest I listened to it ever was 2.5. But
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a long time. It was because the narrator was so slow.
Yeah.
So bad. I, like, zone out when people talk to me at noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, I listened to it on 1.85
That's a good speed.
is
I was
normally
there
where
for
I
a bit.
rest.
Yes. And, like,
If it's an accent, I'll do it a little slower so I can
and like
comprehend
a lot of
it.
people go, how can you then like pace it in your brain? And somehow I can. Like I can pace when it's switching between characters, like dialogue, and I could switch it when like not for like a chapter break, but when there's like a page break in there and it jumps like to a different scene.
Yeah.
I can still process all of that fine. It's not just like I'm consuming all the words. I'm still processing the pacing of the book.
Yeah, slow pace stuff, it just doesn't work for me. I will zone out or I will get distracted. It's so easy for me to get distracted.
Yeah.
Like I
Pop
can
off.
if I'm reading and there is any noise, like a clock ticking, I'm going to stare at the clock rather than
Okay.
read the book or think about the clock ticking while I'm reading.
Yes.
And I'll think about that while I'm reading. Even though I'm reading, I'm not processing
Yes.
anything that my eyes are absorbing.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
life
Like,
is hard. The book community is huge.
It really is, and I'm mad that I wasn't a part of it sooner, but at the same time, I'm now a part of it. I can't go back. So I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm happy that it's brought us closer together as friends. And I'm really excited to see where this goes and where our reading journeys go and our Goodreads.
You know what's
Aw.
crazy? We got into the book community at the same time.
We
Even
did.
though I'd been reading for 3.5 years prior to you, I was not really introduced to like the social media aspect
Right,
of
and
it. Like
that's
I had no
literally
idea
my-
how many other people were reading.
Right, and that's
I didn't
literally
know.
my entire life is social media with my music. So it's like, I'm making a book talk, and you were like, oh. I was like, get on it, ladies, because
And-
we need the social media present.
Yes.
You bullied me into making one.
I did, but now you have
You have
more
one, and you
followers
have-
than I do.
Oh,
'cause
You're
don't
doing
worry,
giveaways and
sweetie.
everything.
They are declining.
we
I
love
think it's
bots.
bots.
But yeah, I think social media is just so great. Especially, I feel like I've met so many other people that, like you said, there's so many people reading.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, and just seeing what other people think about the books. Like, I posted reviews about books, I'm like, oh my god, I love this, and other people were like, I didn't really like it. And I love that we can share opinions and see other people's perspectives, and
yeah.
And there's
even
no
watching-
judgment.
right, and even people watching this, they might be like, oh, I don't agree with anything they're saying, but I love watching, what they have to say about it.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love watching other videos like this as well, because it's cool to see other perspectives too that you might have not thought of, and that's with anything really.
This
but
is just like modern day book club.
literally,
Yes.
yeah, maybe one day we'll start a book club and we'll be like, okay, this is what we read.
We're in one.
I
Come
know,
on.
I'm saying with our peeps.
Oh, that's true.
yeah, with the
Our
babbles.
Snapchat
The
group
babbles.
is called
With the
Book
babbles.
Club.
With the babbles.
The
Oh,
Babble
that should be their
Babs.
names.
The
like when we
Babbles.
have fans.
If
Babble
we have
babes.
fans.
It should be the babbles.
For all one of you watching.
Yeah.
Which is me. And all of our
me editing it. I'm the
fiancés
one
and
view.
boyfriends
Or
are
it's
like,
Thanks, Dad, for watching.
yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Thank you guys so much for watching Bookish Babble episode 1. This was so exciting. I hope you guys got to learn a little bit more about us as readers and as people and all that fun stuff. And we would love if you would leave comments below on things you want to see us take on, or any questions you have for us that we can discuss and all that fun stuff. But we had a really good time, right, ladies?
Yes.
Yes, good times. And make sure to come back for episode 2, and make sure to follow all of our social media. All of the links are down below.
Yes.
And everything.
Our
Goodreads, TikTok. Y'all have book
Instagram.
Instagram? I don't have a book Instagram. I
We're
just have an
getting there.
Instagram.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have one for this, and we also have our own
Individual
separate
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Am I going to
Yeah.
have to start posting on social media again?
yes.
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 I was born in the wrong
Thank you
generation.
guys so much for watching, and we will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.